Good morning. Hi, everybody. I'm Beth English, and I'm here with my friend Sergio Gomez. Hi, Sergio.
Hi, Beth. Good to see you today, like usual. How are you?
Good. Now, tell me a little bit about what's been going on in your life.
Well, let's see right here. The summer is kind of getting to an end. It's getting a little chill here in Chicagoland area. Last few days been a bit chilly, but I guess it's expected. Trees are starting to get a little bit of yellowish color in them. I kind of like that, change from summer to fall. At least I like the look of it, and it's something kind of nice. So, how about you?
Oh, I've been doing great. I've just been loving the outdoors here in Texas. And, every time we change seasons, I always like to think about, the last season and kind of reflect on my experiences and just kind of the newness coming forward. And so today I wanted to talk about something that I do a lot, and that's dreaming. And so
Mm.
today's topic is the value of dreaming. How often do you find yourself dreaming every day, Sergio?
I love that. I actually love to do more daydreaming than sleep dreaming. I'm really bad. Like, I know I dream a lot at night. I'm really bad at remembering what I dream. Like, I hardly ever remember unless like it's a big nightmare or something. But daydream, a lot of it. I love to do that.
Well, that's good. So today I'm going to talk about dreaming during the day and how to kind of incorporate it into your practice, into your work to help
Mhm.
move your career forward, move your practice forward. I think it's a wonderful tool that sometimes we don't create enough space for, and it's really important, I think, to calendar into your week. Like, make sure that you're doing it at least once a week or as once a day or whatever amount that you feel feels good for you. But I mean, definitely doing it consistently, because I think the results that you'll find are really huge. And so the way that I like to dream, it's just sort of my process, is just create a space for it.
Mhm.
Make the intention to create that space in the moment for dreaming. Open yourself up, whether that's getting your energy flowing, going for a walk, whatever it takes to sort of awaken your senses, to notice what's going on around you in a more acute way, so that you can just be open to receiving. And I know that we have talked about this before, like the openness to receive. And I think that's a wonderful just practice in general, because that's how I receive my creative insight, ideas, clarity. Sometimes it's all through this dreaming process, but just allowing yourself to be still in a way to open up your mind and really let yourself allow thoughts to flow to you and through you without judgment, and just letting yourself see what starts to connect and what starts to come up, and then just have an awareness of what that is. What do you think about that?
I love that, Beth. I love that. I think this is such a cool topic because we don't talk too much about that. Daydreaming sometimes feels like, daydreaming is like something not real, something that's, what for if it's not really the tangible thing that we're living at. Um, and no, I totally love dreaming. I always, thought about kind of dreaming is like living more than once, right? Because
Mm,
you can imagine these things, the possibilities of things, and making the space, I think, is very important. Yeah, I have a hard time daydreaming during the day when I'm busy and the schedule and the phone is next to me and the social media and all the distractions are at hand. So I usually do that during the morning.
mm,
Even this morning, I got up and I got ready, and usually I'm one of the first ones to get up in the house. So I enjoy that quietness. I usually go downstairs and find a place next to a window or something where I can sit down and just kind of daydream. And it varies. Sometimes daydreaming about something that for my art career, that I'm thinking about. Also, maybe sometimes maybe an idea for just marketing, like something like, oh, what
mm.
if I do this or that, and then I start thinking of the
Exactly.
possibilities, right? But like you say, it's like opening your hands to receive is
Mm.
so important, and finding the time and the place to do it. Because once I get on the day, it's hard for me to do it because now all the distractions and all the voices and kick in, and especially in my house with now everybody is doing online school and everything, it's
Right.
hard, right? So for me, like having that special moment of
Mm.
quietness is very important.
Yeah, it's like if it's made into a ritual of some sort, it's like we honor it more. And so, therefore, we may be able to open up more in a way that feels like we're creating that safe space for new ideas to come in. And so, one
Mhm.
of the first steps after you've sort of opened yourself up, you're ready to go, you've made that time for yourself, it's important to write it down,
Mm-hmm.
because it being in your head is one thing and it being on paper is another. It's sort of just like, how are we creating a process to making it more real? And I think when we write it down, it's like that's just part of the first step of making it more real. So that's how you get out of sort of status quo, acknowledging where you are now, where you want to go, dream into it. I know people say dream big, but how big can you dream actually if you don't know what's possible, right? And so just dream as much as you possibly can, because when you get to that next step, you're going to be able to dream even bigger. And so just always just be open to the wildest of dreams, the biggest of dreams. It doesn't matter. Like just write them down. And then that's the first step to sort of saying, how do I get to that point? And then start taking your actions to the next step. Now, after you write it down, then I think you should speak it out. Ask a friend for
Mm-hmm.
help. Start getting accountable with yourself. And that's just another process of how do we make it more real. And so after we write it down and speak it out, we're actually making it more real with our voice, telling someone, connecting with someone about it. When you start asking for help, you start to see the things that you want come out of the woodwork and out of nowhere. Because if no one knew that you were dreaming about something, then there's no way they could help, right? And so if people know more about what your mission is, your plans are, the things you want to do more of, they're going to help you along the way by maybe even asking you how it's going or
Mm-hmm.
offer up a resource to help
Mm-hmm.
you. That is the power of asking for help. And I think we just don't do it enough. And I know that when I do,
Right.
good, amazing things happen. So, what do you think about those two first steps?
I think that's a great, I was thinking back, like the first time I realized kind of like the power of dreaming, I was still kind of like towards my last couple of years in my education. And I remember like for many years, I have been dreaming about having my own art gallery, right? Opening
Mm,
an art gallery. So I've always loved the art practice and making the art, but I always had this interest for the business of art, right? The behind the scenes and of the how it all works and functions. So I always wanted to open an art gallery, but it's really until I sat down and started writing things down on,
mm,
what it will take, what would I need, how it will look like, not in terms of physically, but the idea of having a gallery, how it would look like to me, and then the next step of then going and telling others. So because I couldn't do it by myself, I didn't have the money or the experience to do it myself. So I pretty much partnered with 3 other artists and say, hey, this is a dream I have. You guys want to join in, and here's the idea, and here's in writing, right? Here's a proposal how we're going to do this. Now, it made it a lot easier for them to jumping into this and work at it
mm.
together, to get it going. So yeah, those 2 steps are, essential. And pretty much for anything that I do that is big, I always kind of almost do a mini proposal, even if it's just for me or to put my ideas together, almost to almost sometimes convince me that it is the right thing to do, right? Because once you have it in writing, then you can actually see it, you can study it, and it becomes something that you can go back to and keep tweaking and adjusting.
Mm. I love that you said that, that you have to write yourself almost like a permission slip to believe in the dreams that you have. Because I think once you write it down, once you start speaking it out, it does start to become more real. And then you
Yeah,
can move on to start creating it, to start manifesting more of it in your life.
right,
And I
right.
think that when you're asking for help and you're putting yourself out there and you're believing in the dreams, I think
Right.
that sometimes is where we get hung up, is we don't truly believe in the work that we're doing or in the process that we're going. We're sort of trusting ourselves along the way, but you have to really deep down believe that this is where your path is taking you when you follow your dreams. Because I believe what dreaming does is it helps align us with our true self in a way that
Mm-hmm.
allows our gifts to be the flow out of us and express out of us the truest expression of who we are. And I think that's what great artists do, is they allow for that process to unfold before them. And so by having a really good understanding of how to get to that point, just by opening yourself up, telling people about it, creating it, allowing, believing, I think that's how we can really just take our mindset from just like, there's no options and I don't know what to do, to there is so many possibilities out there, and I'm just
Mm-hmm.
running into all of them all the time because I'm just practicing this process of dreaming. So what do you
Mm-hmm.
think about that?
I think that's great because I think action is really the defining point where you are willing to then take the step and put yourself out there and sacrifice, what you need in order to achieve the dream, right? Because I think we all have big dreams. They say that everybody at some point wants to write a book, right? But how many people actually do it, right? Or,
Right.
so many people may have an idea to start a business or to do this or to that. We all have these dreams, these ideas, but actually taking the step to do the work that it takes to build that thing, whatever it is, is really where the rubber meets the road, right? Where
Mhm.
you're really like, okay, I think I'm going to do this, and I'm
Mhm.
going for it. It's the commitment step, right? And I
And
think that's super
sometimes,
important.
yeah, and sometimes all you really need is one cheerleader, one
Yeah,
encourager along the
right.
way. Like it doesn't take a lot to help you to feel encouraged along the way. And so just want to encourage all of you watching.
Yeah.
If you feel encouraged by your friends and your circle of influence around you, continue to just pour out that encouragement as well, because sometimes the encourager needs encouragement too. And so that's why it's good just to like creative practice of always encouraging others to follow the things that are in their heart that feel the truest to them, because that ultimately is what brings us a lot of joy and a lot of happiness. And making art is something that I think artists do to find those emotions, to find the healing aspects of creating and the connection aspects of sharing our work. And so
Hmm.
I just love this topic today. And I want all of you to go out there and just believe that the dreams that arise up in your heart are meaningful and are pointing you in the direction that is worthwhile. And so
Yeah.
um, I
And
just love this topic. What are we going to say, Sergio?
and then one thing I kind of just thinking about too is sometimes, like, when you're gonna make that step, the next step is that sometimes you feel that you are not adequate or that you don't have the
Mm-hmm.
tools and skills, and that is okay, because you don't have to start on that big dream having everything ready and
Right.
all the tools and skills ready, but you can gain those tools and skills on the way, in the practice of things.
Right.
One quick one is like when I wanted to start my podcast. I was thinking 4 years ago. I didn't have equipment. I didn't know how to do it. I just really wanted to do it. I didn't know if I was going to be good at it. I hated my voice and so many things. This is before I was doing a lot of video stuff, so I was kind of not in the in the best position to do it. So I knew I was lacking something, but I said, okay, I'm gonna start this episode 1, right? I'm just
Right.
gonna start episode 1, and then 1 came episode 2 and 2 and 3, and eventually, you get better at it and you get the skills on the way. So don't let the lack of skill, knowledge, or tools, prevent you from pursuing your dream.
Right. You just got to start somewhere. That's
Hmm.
awesome. Thank you for sharing all your personal experiences. I think that really helps us to relate to maybe some of the feelings that we're all feeling on the inside. So
Yeah,
thank
yeah.
you. Sergio, where can our friends find you online so that they can be encouraged by you?
So if you want to find me on my website, it's sergiogomezonline.com, and on Instagram, which is probably where you'll find me most of the time, is on Sergio Gomez Art.
Awesome.
How
You
about you,
guys can
Beth?
find me on Facebook and Instagram and on my website at Beth English. That's BETHINGLISH. And hopefully, we will see you again next week on Wednesday for another great chat. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a comment and share. Tell us what you're dreaming about today.
Yeah, that would be really awesome to hear. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, Beth.
Bye.